Hey y'all, so I had ended up taking a week off because guess what? My endometriosis is back. After two surgeries, we're gonna have to figure it out. So somehow I am managing to still have a lot of pain, and it hasn't been super fun. So I kind of was in a lot of pain the last week. And unfortunately, it is the HRT, so basically adding estrogen in, which is what feeds endometriosis, that was flaring everything. And it got to the point where even like anything that was close to estrogen or would turn into estrogen in my body was flaring it. So I'm going cold turkey. We're gonna do menopause like all at once. Pray for me because it's rough. I'm not sleeping. I'm not feeling real good. I'm hanging in there. We're gonna get through it. I have really good doctors, so we're gonna see what we can do and hopefully no more surgeries. But I did want to say that, I usually put out a video a week and I didn't have one for you last week because it was a really, really rough week. Today and yesterday, as I've been off of all HRT, even like the smallest little amount of anything, I feel okay today, and I felt okay most of yesterday. So I have hope, but I'm also now having all those hot flashes and my joints hurt and all that good stuff. For those of you who have been through this, and for those of you who don't know, this can be part of menopause for a lot of people. But what I have been sort of working on in the background is a video about Oden's eye. Now, I mentioned that I was going to try them and that I had ordered about $120 worth of shimmers from them because I'd always been curious and I liked the idea that I could get all of the colors of shimmers that I wanted because you just pick them separately. So I went ahead and splurged and got the little container, which is magnetic and has a nice mirror on it. It's actually quite nice. And I got these 12 different shades. They are absolutely gorgeous and they're definitely tailored to the looks that I want to do with shimmer. Now this is important because one of my complaints, even though I really like the Danessa Myrick's Lightworks VII palette, and I did a whole video on that, I mentioned that I was going to do this because I specifically thought that most of her shimmers, although they were beautiful, very metallic, gorgeous, and just too dark for how I would like to wear my eye makeup. So I had mentioned that I had ordered this for about the same price and that I was going to try something that was maybe a little more suited to fairer, cooler toned complexion. Actually, Danessa Myrick's stuff was pretty good for cool tone, so I wouldn't, that's not really the complaint. It was just more that I'm too fair. If you're like me and you've had your eye on the Oden's eye stuff, but they're a little expensive and you have to order them and then wait for a while for them to come. If you just hadn't pulled the trigger like I hadn't, I literally have been looking at these for probably 2 or 3 years and I just hadn't, you know what got me? I saw a reel and somebody was swatching them. I was like, that's it, I'm trying them. I just wanted to make a video to help you decide whether this is something that might work for you or not. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get into the swatches and we'll go over the different colors that I ordered. They have lots of different colors. I will say that on their website, a lot of the stuff is sort of duochromes and they're real shifty. Really hard to tell until you click on and watch all the videos what they're actually going to look like, and even some of the ones that I ordered I thought were a little bit of a surprise. We're going to go through all the ones that I ordered that I think do work for our skin tones and that I think really are good choices for when you want to use them as toppers for other things. A lot of times you don't see looks where it's an all shimmer look. And so I will show you that I did 3 or 4 all shimmer looks, but I do think that the best way to use these is as pops of color, toppers, your shimmer center on other looks. Today I'm actually wearing just a couple of the colors over the latest Morphe release, this one. This one has some shimmers, but they are much more subtle shimmers. And the mattes are really nice in this, and this color story I thought was really, really nice. I still have to play with this. I don't think this is a must go out and grab, especially if you have any of the other Morphe ones. It's not the best, but it did offer me a really good base for the shimmer look that I got today. Okay, let's get into the swatches and you can see like the juicy shimmery goodness and see if you feel like you might need to get a couple of these. That's the other thing, is you don't have to buy $120 worth of these. You can just get a couple of your favorites if that's what you want to do. Okay, let's get into the swatches. Okay, so let's look at the palette that I got. This is $6.90 on USD. This is the Alva 12 color storage container. Really strong magnets in this, nice mirror, works really good. So let's start with Freya. This is a single shimmer eyeshadow, clear base with iridescent blue flash shimmer. Right now it's on sale for $4.14. Normally these are $6.90. Very, very beautiful, great topper. Next, let's do Ella. This is another single shimmer eyeshadow with a white base with very bright gold shimmers. It is also on sale for $4.14. Very, very beautiful. This one's got more body to it. Next, let's do Sif. This is another single shimmer eyeshadow. Color is super sparkly shimmer eyeshadow in light gold green with lots of fine glitters. It is also on sale for $4.14. Next, we have Nora. This one I think is a must-have if you're looking for a quintessential champagne gold. It is a single shimmer eyeshadow, light champagne with super shimmers. It is also $4.14. Next, let's do Wyatt. This is a multi-chrome and it has a blue-purple base with purple, blue, and green effects. Multi-chromes are more expensive, so this one's on sale for $8.94, normally $14.90. Okay, next, Anthony, another single shimmer eyeshadow with a blue-black base with multicolor fine shimmers. I love this one. This is such a beautiful blue, kind of a must-have. And this one is Oden, and oh, it's so pretty. This is another multi-chrome, some more expensive, deep gray blue base with grayish purple, purple, and silver effects. So gorgeous. I love both of those. Green is one of my favorite colors, and this one is Gabriel. It is, as you can see, a bit piecey and chunky. It is a single shimmer eyeshadow with a gray-green base and gold shimmers. Really, really beautiful as well. Okay, this one is Chloe. It's a little bit lighter and clear, but you can build it up. This is a single shimmer with light violet base and multicolor fine shimmers. And Saga, also very, very light, but buildable. Another single shimmer eyeshadow, and this one has a grayish pink base with an abundance of sparkling multicolored glitters. I think this one's really, really pretty, even just like all over the lid. It is also on sale for $4 right now. Okay, Alban. Now this one is actually very chunky and has more of a heavy base to it, even though it's a single shimmer eyeshadow. It has a light lavender gray base with multicolored fine shimmer. This one can be a little heavy unless you want a really metallic look, but I usually do. And let's finish up with Matthew. I think this is one of my absolute favorites. This is such a gorgeous color. This one's one of the multi-chromes, so it is $8.94 on sale. It is a brown base with purple and copper green shifting effects. For me, something about this really captures the colors in my hair, including that little bit of green. As you will see, I find a lot of ways to use this in my different looks. Okay, so those swatches are so yummy and juicy and shiny and just like, ooh, they make my heart happy. They're so sparkly and pretty. But as you can see, this is a very intense but also very flaky formula. So let's go ahead and look at how these perform on the eyes. Some of them are a little different as far as like some of them are a little looser glitter and some of them are a little more cohesive and give you more of like a metallic look. So you will see why I think that these probably their best looks are as toppers on other things. But let's get into the looks. They're all, I think most of them are all shimmer looks, just so you can see how you can use them as just shimmer looks as well, especially since these colors are so pretty. Okay, let's get into the looks. For this first look, I'm going to use Matthew, that color that I absolutely love. It matches my shirt, it matches my hair. Let's see how this goes on. It is super shiny, super pretty, and I know that I said that I didn't want darker colors. This one, you can sort of, I don't know, blend it out so that it isn't too dark. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to mix it with Nora, that nice gold champagne color, and just sort of get a lighter version of it, at least in the middle, and then the darkest part is going to be on the edges. They gave me a little tiny brush that came with the whole set that I bought as a free gift, and it's actually really good at picking up all of the kind of glittery, shimmery types of eyeshadows. So don't overlook that. It's actually a really good little brush. Okay, just making a little wing here. And this is a really simple look, but I think it's really, really wearable and not too much, kind of like, you know, the Danessa Myrick ones were. Now here's me showing how that brush really picks up these shadows really well. And instead of giving you a less shiny version of it, it actually makes a more shiny version. Okay, so here is the finished look. Definitely everyday glam shimmer, but not too much. Really wearable, very, very pretty and flattering. And I think that these colors in particular are going to work for most people, honestly. So let's get into the next look. Now, this actually was one of the first looks that I was playing with, so I wanted to see how those very light colored shimmers were going to show up on my eyes. And you could get away with just this. I mean, it's very pretty. Now, I am going to dip back into Matthew. However, I actually want to do sort of a bluish look here, and we're going to get there. But I like Matthew on the edges. Now, I think this is Oden. This is where I'm starting to move towards that sort of bluer color, and it really works well with Matthew. I want more blue, so let's go into Wyatt and just keep building up the blue. Turns out Wyatt is a very sort of light blue overlay, but it really does sort of work over everything else. I'm going to use that good brush to really deepen the crease with Matthew. Let's add some blue liner and go ahead and wing that out. And we are going to have another really simple but really impactful look because they are so shimmery. You don't have to put a ton on. In fact, I find the less you put on, the better. Okay, we're going to go ahead and deepen the corner just a little bit more. I always like to do that at the very end with Matthew. Browns and blues go together really well. And then just like I did before, I'm using that really nice brush that came with it to really make the blue even more shiny. So gorgeous. And then the center, we're going to use Nora again, just to make sure that everything is as shiny as possible. These definitely build on themselves. Okay, so here is the finished look. This, again, I think is totally wearable. If you want to wear blue, but you want to be like blue, this, I think, gives you that feeling of blue without it being overwhelming blue. I think this is so, so pretty. This is much more wearable blue to me than the Danessa Myrick. Okay, now this look, I wanted purple. I accidentally did not, I didn't record the right parts. I have a little clicker, and unfortunately, sometimes I think I've clicked it on when I've actually clicked it off, and so I get the in-between stuff recorded and not the stuff I wanted. So this is the purple look. I don't have the exact colors, but you could see I have the three purplish, you know, reddish colors sort of in that third column. You kind of do the exact same thing. I'm using a purple liner with a black liner, and again, trying to keep it a little more subtle, but still really, really pretty. And this is what I ended up with. Unfortunately, I didn't have a nice, good final picture of it, so I'm slowing this down for you so you can see it. Okay, and for the final look, we're gonna go green because green is my favorite. Now, I am a little bit disappointed in the green that I chose. It's a little flat is the best way I can say it. So I don't know. I think I wanted something slightly a little more metallic than this, but it's still good enough. We're going to go ahead and do a green look with it, and it goes really well with Matthew. So as you can see, Matthew kind of ends up being the corner color for everything. I am going to use Sif because it is sort of a white base, but it also has a little bit of a green and yellow shift in it, and I thought it would go well with the green, but it's not very impactful. So let's go ahead and use Nora in the center because it is more, you know, of a whiter champagne-y base, and a little bit of Matthew in the corner to deepen it. just to make sure that, you know, my eye has a structured look. I think this is where I could have gotten a dark green and that would have been nice. And so I'm just spreading out a little bit of Nora, some green eyeliner, and we're gonna go ahead and wing that out as well. I always use a little brush just to sort of pull it out, and then I darken it with a black bait right at the lashes. And here is the green look. Here's where I think I would have liked a deeper green for those corners. I think that would have been nicer. I also would have liked a more shifty green. This is where I'm saying it's a little bit of a flat green, but you know, I can always order more. Okay, now I always like to give you options because a lot of the makeup is very, very expensive, and sometimes it's like, yeah, it looks nice, but that is not in the budget right now. Totally understand. I do like to offer some alternatives. Now, if you are looking for this kind of shimmer, but you want it for like $6, $12, I can't remember what this was, but I'll put it up for you. This one, Delancey, this is off of Amazon. You can get a lot of the same basic looks from these. Let me go ahead and swatch these for you. I would say they feel just as soft and metallic, maybe a little less creamy, although they're awfully creamy. This is a little bit more of a rose gold. This yellow is a lot like the white yellow, although it is not. This one's a little bit drier. Let me go ahead. But it will give you that same sort of look. And this is the silver. What I probably notice most in this, even though it's got a really soft base, it does look a little more glittery, at least when I see it, not when I look at it on my hand, but when I see it in the mirror. I see that it is a little bit piecier of a glitter. I don't know that it's going to look any different on the eyes. I think it's definitely very comparable as far as probably the kind of looks you can get. It's just limited. You don't have all the colors, but if these sort of base colors were ones that you were interested in anyway, well then you can get these for a lot cheaper. So that's an option. As far as other similar sort of shimmers that I really like, the Lighten Your Eyes palette, sorry, it's up here, from Ensley Rain has absolutely very similar, very beautiful shimmers that I think I like even maybe a little bit better than the Oden's Eye. My other favorite shimmer formula is, oh my goodness, and I wish they had more, but they don't put out a ton. The Fantasy Cosmetica formula, their duochromes and their shimmers are soft and unbelievable. So gorgeous. I highly recommend any of their palettes that have, you know, any kind of shimmers or duochromes that you like in them. You won't be disappointed. They're really, really good. Let's see, the latest Danessa Myrick was really, really good, just not the colors that I particularly wanted. Oh my gosh, I look like a sparkly vampire. It's so bad. Who else? Cosmic Brushes has a really good formula. I don't know if they still have this. This is the Undergrowth palette. Very soft, very beautiful, very metallic. Really, really nice and smooth, gorgeous formulas. So they have a really good one as well. The only shimmer formula that I haven't tried, I think, that I'm interested in, that I'm aware of, is the Clionadh ones, and that is on my list. I have to try them now because it's the last like big popular one that's left. So I'll eventually get to that. But at least I have gotten this one done, and I can now say that I'm very familiar with it, and now you also can see kind of how they perform. So I did want to give you some other sort of comparisons and options. I would say that compared to those other ones that are my favorites, this one's a little bit looser and flakier and very soft, and sort of like as you build, you kind of have to build it up, otherwise it's going to be a little bit piecey. You still get absolutely beautiful looks out of this. The multi-chromes are just absolutely gorgeous, and it is not, for my aging eyelids, my absolute favorite. Now that I've really given it a try, it is not my favorite formula for my eyes, My two favorites is probably the Fantasy Cosmetica and Ensley Rain. Fantasy Cosmetica doesn't have a lot of fallout, but the Ensley Rain does have some fallout for some of their shimmers, but those are two of my favorite shimmer formulas. And this one, I like some of the colors that they offer. It's really nice to have this little palette that I can just grab and go. Some of the colors in here, this one's a unique color. I really like this one. I think it's called Matthew. It's this like, it's almost the color of my hair. There's like green and copper in there. It's really, really gorgeous. All of these, I mean, honestly, so pretty. So, I mean, these are all, because I picked them, really, really wearable colors for me. And some of my other shimmer formulas that I might like the actual formula just a little bit better, they don't have those colors. So there's still a reason for me to reach for this. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. And speaking of shimmer, because you guys always ask me, what's on your lips? I was at Ulta and these were just calling to me since I've been in such a sparkly mood lately, and it is a mix of these two colors because first I put on this, and this is from the Ulta collection. I first put on this one and I was like, that's real blue, like maybe a little too blue. And then I mixed it with this and I was like, ooh, okay. So this one is like almost, it's a little bit of an orangey rose gold, but it comes out when you mix it with the two as this like gorgeous sort of ethereal color. And that's how I ended up with my lip color today. So these two mixed together. The things that I did do, which has kind of worn off, is I used a little bit of a Milani lip liner just to give it a little more form, because it's so light that it lost a little bit of its definition. And then on top of that, this is my favorite Bobbi Brown lip serum. Oh, I'm gonna need to get more of this. This is I think it's lilac. This just gave it a little more of a purple body, but very, very light. There we go. If you know me, it's never one lipstick. It's always a mix of like some crazy mix of things, but you guys want to know, so there you go. So that's it. Lots of different looks that you can get from these. Hopefully this gives you enough of a sort of primer to their formula and some of the colors that might work for you if you are fair and cool toned, or even if you're not. There's a lot of options there. You know, I picked the ones that I thought were going to work best for me, but there were lots of other options on the website as well. If none of these are quite working for you, but you like the formula and you like the way it looks. Let me know if you have any questions, or go ahead and share below if you've used these before and what you think. They do also have, instead of just buying the singles like I did, they do have pre-made palettes that have mattes in them. I have not tried their mattes. For me, I just was not in love with any of the particular palettes and color stories that they had. There was ones that was like almost, but I was like, gosh, I already have so many that are really similar to that. You know, some of the colder, snowier ones. I kind of already have a lot of that, and I spent a lot of money on makeup already, so I'm trying to be a little bit better about, like, you know, do I really need to get everything for my collection? Maybe not, you know, especially because the more I have now, when I order something and it shows up, I'm like, this is just like something I know I already have. I knew I was going to feel like this. Then I'm like, you know, you're doing this more and more. It's because you already have so much, right? So I'm trying to be a little bit better. And I'm not buying everything that comes out. So yeah, I didn't feel like any of those palettes were something that I absolutely had to have. Hopefully I've answered some questions for you. At the very least, we got to play with some glitter and sparkles, and that always makes a good day for me. Okay, if you haven't already subscribed, sure would appreciate a like and subscribe, as it really helps my channel to grow, and I love having you guys here. Okay, I think that's it. I am still waiting. So upcoming, although it is taking for flipping ever to get here, I ordered this a week and a half ago. I mean, we're getting close to like 2 weeks. Basically, the minute it came out, I ordered the Hannah Louise Poston collection from Salt, New York. I got the light set with the little palette, the little like zipper palette thingy. So not cheap, but those colors are like, oh my gosh. I mean, look at that. I think these are going to be really, really cool. Hopefully cool tone friendly. As soon as I get these in, I will make a video for you guys. I did see that they were sold out, but it looks like maybe they are not anymore because it looks like I can still, let me see, I'll try add to cart. It's letting me add it to cart, so they were sold out for a second. I was like, oh no, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I didn't even get a chance to review it. And no, they're back, so we're good. So if they are awesome, I will let you know. If they are not, I will let you know because they're not cheap. They're $64, but I gotta think I'm gonna love these colors, and I'm very curious. I've never tried the Salt New York, like their formula, and I'm curious to see how that works on my skin, and especially older, drier skin, textured skin. We'll give it a good, like I'm oily in the T-zone and then dry everywhere else, so I kind of like, I get to try it, all the different skin types for you, and I will let you know how it goes. Okay, I think that's it. I am looking forward to getting that so that I can get a review out for you, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.